Given that x squared minus 1 all over x plus 1 is equal to 1, find x. We have to find the value of x such that if we replace x with that value at the left hand side, we simplify, we are going to obtain 1. First thing for us to answer this question, you will notice that if we take the function f of x equal to x squared minus 1 all over x plus 1, this our function is undefined when x is equal to negative 1. When x is equal to negative 1, you discover that the denominator will be 0. For example, let's find f of negative 1 is simply equal to negative 1 squared minus 1 all over negative 1 plus 1. And this will give us 1 minus 1 all over 0, which is 0 over 0, which is undefined. So this our function has domain. The domain of f is simply equal to the set of real numbers excluding negative 1. The reason why negative 1 is being excluded is simply because if x is being replaced with negative 1, this will give us 0 over 0, which is undefined. Now we can answer this our question. We know if we take x squared minus 1, it is the same as x squared minus 1 squared. 1 squared remains 1. And this is a difference of 2 squares. The factorization is simply x minus 1 times x plus 1. This will give us, I'll replace x squared minus 1 in the numerator here with x minus 1 times x plus 1 all over x plus 1 is equal to 1. X plus 1 in the numerator will strike off x plus 1 in the denominator. We'll be left with x minus 1 is equal to 1. Then, if you make x the surrogate formula, x will simply be equal to 1. When negative 1 crosses to the right, it becomes positive. Then our x will simply be equal to 2. Alternatively, another way of solving this, you take x minus 1 all over x plus 1 is equal to 1 over 1. We cross multiply, this will give us x squared minus 1 times 1 is equal to x plus 1 times 1. This will simply give us x squared minus 1 to be equal to x plus 1. Next, we are going to transfer all the terms at the right hand side to the left. This will give us x squared minus x minus 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. And this will give us x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0, which is a quadratic equation. We can solve this quadratic equation by factorization. We need two numbers such that their sum is equal to negative 1 and their product is equal to negative 2. You see that if we take 1 and negative 2, 1 plus negative 2 gives us negative 1. 1 times negative 2 gives us negative 2. This will give us x squared plus 1. We know positive, negative will still 1 minus 2 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. This will give us x squared plus, we expand, 1 times x gives us x, negative 2 times x gives us negative 2x, minus 2 is equal to 0. The first pair, x is common. We know x times x gives us x squared plus x times 1 gives x. The second pair, negative 2 is common. Negative 2 times x gives us negative 2x plus negative 2 times 1 gives us negative 2 is equal to 0. We have two terms. X plus 1 is common. times x minus 2 is equal to 0. At this level, we are going to say either x plus 1 is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. If we find x will simply be equal to negative 1 or x is equal to 2. X equal to negative 1 cannot be a solution of x squared minus 1 over x plus 1 is equal to 1. The reason being that if you replace x with negative 1 here, this will give you negative 1 squared minus 1 over negative 1 plus 1, which is equal to negative 1 squared gives us 1 minus 1 over 0. Negative 1 plus 1 gives 0. So this will give 0 over 0, which is undefined. If you take x as 2, this will give 2 squared minus 1 all over 2 plus 1. This will give us 2 squared gives 4 minus 1, 3 all over 3, which is equal to 1, which is true. So you'll see that x equal to 2 is the solution. Thank you very much for watching.